I love unboxing sweet, delicious monitors, and when Samsung Display offered to sponsor this unboxing of the Odyssey OLED G8, I couldn't say no. It's a 27-inch 4K panel, which means that you are getting a whopping 160 plus PPI. I think it's around 163 or so, and that kind of pixel density is absolutely stunning. What have we got in the box? This is actually a really nice HDMI cable. Ultra high speed, so it's 2.1. I don't think I've ever been this distracted by an HDMI cable, but this one's nice. And we've got part of our power brick. My only complaint is this isn't grounded. It's two-prong. Also a DP cable. We've got the bottom part of our stand, which is a nice aluminum silver stand. Should match most of your decor. Then we've got the other part of our stand. I was actually pretty stumped on this. They say to put it in sideways, push it down, and then lock it. And you know, it was a little painful to figure out, but now that I've got it, I actually really like that. I mean, it feels sturdy enough still. And then if you wanna take it off, you just press on that button that says push, twist it and take it off. We're gonna do the old click clack and pull it out. Every one of these displays, they always claim like, oh, it's so thin. It's laser thin. It's so thin. You're not gonna believe how thin this thing is. And then it's got like this giant control box on the back. And it's like genuinely thin. This genuinely looks like probably one of the sleekest side profile monitors I've ever seen. Swivel to, oh, can it pivot? Oh! So if there's ever a point where you need a 4K, 240 hertz, 27-inch QD OLED display and you need it to go vertical because you're just that spoiled, you can do it. As for our I/O, we've got our power port here, display port, couple of HDMI, headphone jack, USB-A, USB-B, and then one more USB-A service port. One more quick note before I turn it on is this is not a traditional glossy QD OLED. It's actually got a really solid anti-glare coating on it. We've got studio lights cranked right at this thing, and there's like zero glare. So let's see what it's like when it's turned on. All right, that was easy. We've got 240 hertz instantly detected. Didn't have to actually adjust that with our HDMI 2.1 cable. And then we did have to turn on HDR. That's easy enough. It's reporting 400 nits in Windows, but I know that this guy out of the box has an eco mode and you're gonna wanna turn that off. There's a lot of modes. You probably just want original. I'm gonna turn contrast enhancer from high down to off. I personally actually like low contrast enhancer. I've seen it on a lot of other Samsung display products and I'm a fan of it. However, it does reduce color accuracy just a little bit and throws off the PQ EOTF curve. So if you are a stickler for having that be perfect and correct, then just set it to straight off. HDR tone mapping standard, sure. Color tone warm 1, sure. Peak brightness. Now here, if you set it to high, I know that the whole screen just got dimmer, but what it's gonna let you do is it's gonna let you hit these like 1000 nits peaks of like little pinpricks of brightness, and it looks fantastic with proper HDR content displayed. This is what I'm talking about. This HDR footage looks absolutely stunning, not just because we shot it ourselves, but because it's displaying on such a color accurate monitor. My only complaint, now that it's turned on and I can kind of see it, is the bezel around the edge. It's a little thick, but you can still get the same panel in a completely different monitor with different housing. Oh man, just as for HDR color accuracy, it's just solid. Absolutely beautiful. And that pixel density, it's not a massive improvement over the 32-inch 4K monitor I have at home, but 20 extra PPI is still really good. One thing Samsung Display actually wanted me to bring up was the fact that there's not another 4K 27-inch non-QD OLED display. You can get WOLEDs in 32-inch 4K, but they're not gonna hit the same pixel density, so this is kind of it. QD OLED has continued to evolve a lot over the past 3 years, and new products have been coming out pretty consistently, both in terms of the lineup and technology. Okay, for the anti-glare coating, here's our light source. It's pretty bright. Like, yes, okay, sure, in this blue sky, I can see it there. But like, that's with it right up close. As soon as you take it far away, it's pretty diffused. It's VESA rated for HDR True Black 400, which is pretty standard these days. What I wanna see though is their fancy clear MR rating, because OLEDs in general have such fast, like lightning fast 0.03 millisecond gray to gray pixel response times that this thing just maxes out VESA's clear MR rating. So I gotta see it in action. This looks absolutely phenomenal. And One of the best parts is that not only are you going to be running at 240 hertz, but the latency is really impressive. We've been testing, pretty good latency on most of the monitors we've been running through the lab lately, but this one is similar to others in that it's close to perfect. You're only getting, like 0.4 or 0.5 milliseconds at 240 hertz, and then it's something similar when you go down to 120. So even if you're using this with a console, it's gonna just absolutely kill it, and you're not gonna have any kind of latency holding you back. And then when you whip, the nice thing about that VESA Clear MR rating is that it's such a good indicator for how quickly your pixels are gonna clear up. Like, it's just instant. Like, you whip and it's just, boom, image is there. If you screw up, it's on you. Entirely on you. Once you have a monitor like this, you can't blame the hardware anymore. Remember that color accuracy I was talking about before? Well, that's mostly thanks to using a top emissive system with the big blue emitting layer on the bottom and then a layer of quantum dots above that. So you're just pushing light through the quantum dots to get the colors you want. With WOLED, when you want to boost brightness, you've got to add this white subpixel. So not only is that going to change the subpixel layout, but it's also going to wash out the color a little bit. Don't get me wrong, WOLED still looks very good. I'm not trying to disparage it, but there's just kind of something special that I personally love about QD OLED. There are trade-offs, like the black levels being raised a little bit when you've got lights actually directed to the display. Luckily for me, I pretty much game in a cave, and so that's never an issue, but obviously everyone's use case is going to be a little different. And while this thing is a gaming beast, it's not just about that. When it comes to color accuracy, I wasn't kidding, this thing is pretty impressive. It's not the most amazing SDR results I've ever seen, but at a Delta E 2000 average of 1.84, it's solid, and it is very easily adjustable to make that even more accurate if you're looking to tinker past just setting it to original picture mode. And then for HDR color accuracy, measuring Delta E ITP, we're getting about 4.38, which is very good. And as long as you don't enable the contrast enhancer, which again, I'm not fully against the feature, it's gonna have just almost perfect tracking. That color accuracy is good enough for just about any professional use case. And this high color volume and high color accuracy is thanks basically to Samsung Display's QD OLED panels. They're fantastic. I'm a big fan. The first time I ever saw them, I was just blown away. As for the price, it is a little expensive, this one specifically at $1,300, but you do get that really sick liquid cooling system. However, Samsung Display doesn't particularly care which model you buy as long as you're buying one of their QD OLED panels, and you can find them for less through multiple other manufacturers. What a beautiful panel. Thanks so much to Samsung Display for sponsoring this video. I'm Plouffe, this is ShortCircuit, and I'll catch you in the next one.